Now, Tommy Robinson is leader of the English Defence League, and he's been on the show, I think, twice before now. He's accused of being a fascist and a bigot, but I find him to be more a patriot who's opposed to Islamic influence in his homeland. Now, just before Christmas, he was beaten up by, well, let's have him tell the story. He joins us now from London. Welcome to you, Tommy.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm all right. Now, what happened?
Basically, I was on my way home. First of all, I was at a service station. I had a little argument at the service station with a car with about 4 young Muslims in. They were shouting me out the window. We had a verbal exchange. I didn't think anything more of it. The police are now looking down the line that it was something to do with that car. That was a white Astra. But then as I was approaching, coming out the back end of Luton, I had a car flashing me over, and my battery had just died. My battery died about half hour before, and the last thing my wife had messaged me was, "Where the hell are you?" Yeah, because I wasn't home yet. And then I was on my way home. I had a black Safira flashing me, which is exactly the same as what my wife drives. I looked in the wing mirror. It had a girl driving it. I pulled in. I got out, and as soon as I got out, literally, an Asian lad dived out of the passenger seat. And I could tell by his mannerisms exactly what was going to happen. I could tell exactly what was going to happen, and it did happen. Me and him started fighting, and another couple got out of the car, and I got beaten up. I was knocked unconscious, and next thing I know, some fellow was waking me up who pulled over when he saw what was going on. And that was pretty much it.
Did they say anything while they were doing this?
It was about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
They did. There's been a lot of rumours here. There's been a lot of rumours floating around. The reason why a lot of rumours have floated around is because when I was in hospital, I turned my phone on. I literally got 2 or 3 text messages before the battery died again, and then I was in there for 8 or 9 hours. So the rumour mill went wild as to what was said and what happened, what my injuries were, where I was. But the first thing the fella said was, "This is for our mosque." Now, locally in Luton, we've been battling against a mega mosque. The local Islamic community bought a bit of land for £1.5 million off our council. We fought against that because the council had promised the land for affordable housing for our community. Now, 2 days before, the day before or 2 days before, I'm not too sure, this attack, they found out that they are not getting that land, and they are not getting that mega mosque, which would have been one of Europe's biggest Shia mosques. And they got the information they weren't wanted. So that's what the man said, the first thing he said, which our newspapers have failed to report locally. Our newspapers have also failed to report that this is a the police are treating this as a racially motivated attack. In our local paper, they put there is no motive as to yet. Now, when I spoke to the police have got it down as a racially motivated attack, so that shows you the selective journalism we're up against, the media campaign we're up against. They won't even report that it is a racist attack. And when I said to the lady, well, the first thing he said was, "This is for our mosque." And bearing in mind, this same newspaper has run 2 stories now about how furious and hopping mad the local Islamic community are over not getting this mosque. She said, "I can't link this to your attack." I said, "Why not? I've told you what they said. I'm the witness who was attacked by them. I know this was because they didn't get their £1.5 million land sale for their mosque." She said, "Because it's just rumours." But yeah, then in our local paper, they run a story saying that my comments on rumours that I was attacked by local football hooligans. So it shows their selective journalism, it shows the campaign we're up against locally. They refuse to put the facts in of what have happened and put rumours in instead.
Now, as you mentioned rumour, it's very important that people understand this. Now, obviously, we're broadcasting in Canada, but I can assure you that this is now being seen throughout the United Kingdom and most of Europe, because whenever you're on TV, Tommy, particularly it seems when I'm interviewing you, because I give you actually some room to speak your mind, I may agree or may disagree with you. That's not the point. I believe in freedom of speech. But it always goes viral, and people start to attack everyone concerned. There were rumours that they were chanting Allah Akbar and Merry Christmas, Tommy, as they were kicking you. Is that true?
No, the last thing which I can categorically say I heard was, "We're going to kill you, you white pig." Right. That was the final thing I heard before I was knocked out. There was Muslim, there was Pakistani accents. The thing a lot of people, because I didn't report this instantly to the police, and a lot of people question why I didn't report it instantly to the police. I don't know if anyone's seen the video. There's another video of YouTube of me driving through my hometown where I'm attacked again by a Muslim extremist called Saif al-Islam. He punched me through I didn't report that to the police. I got 8 stitches on my lip 6 months ago. I didn't report that to the police. If I was reporting to the police every time I'm attacked in my hometown, I'll be constantly in the police station. And to be honest, I don't agree with contacting the police myself, and that's just my own background. And so I didn't contact the police. I didn't go to the police. But this is constant. It's going on all the time. I will be attacked again. And when people said, "Well, how come would you have got out of the car, or how come you didn't report it?" I have to have the mindset that I'm going to continue walking through Luton. I haven't got no paid bodyguards or protection as yet, so I have to walk through my hometown. So I have to be of the mindset, if I run once, I'll be running for the next 20 years. So I'm not running, and I will continue to walk through, and if anyone wants to try and attack me, I'll defend myself, and that's the mindset I've had to take. It's either that or pack my bags and leave Luton, which is what the police have sat me and my family down. They've given us official Osman warnings saying that our advice to you and your family is to leave Luton, leave for the foreseeable future, take your children with you, do not come back to this town, because we cannot guarantee your safety. Now, after being told that, I've had to make the decision of what do I do? Do I go into hiding? Do I allow them to intimidate me into silence and scare my family? So I've took the instance that I'm not going to go into hiding. I'm not going to be silenced. I'm going to continue coming out and exposing the truth about Islam and standing up for my community, which is what I've done. So that's a lot of the reasoning behind the story which has come out. People said, why haven't you reported to the police? Even now, I have reported to the police, but when I reported it to the police, I made it clear that I will not be willing to go to court, and that's just because even where I live, it's just like you can't go to court and point at people. So,
right. To give a bit more background for people who may not be aware, Tommy is leader of the English Defence League. Luton is a town about 40 minutes north of London. He's been accused of being part of the far right. My first job in British journalism back in 1982 for the New Statesman magazine, of all people, I used to work with Christopher Hitchens, was monitoring the far right. I know how the far right work. There may be a bit of a fringe in the EDL who have some of those views, but for the most part, they're just pretty ordinary people who certainly have gone out of their way to revise that idea, to reach out to the Jewish community and Hindu community and black community, gay community. What they're saying is they find Islamic radicalism a great threat. Now, Tommy, what is interesting here is some of the people who were spreading rumours, and I think we're going to show photographs of what you look like after the attack, they said you'd applied makeup, you weren't really attacked, and if you were attacked, it was nothing to do with Islam or Pakistani youths, it was actually a soccer confrontation. Who was spreading those rumours?
This group, they call themselves Northwest Infidels. They're a group of backward, inbred, Nazi sympathising scum who we have kicked out of our organisation. I'm not going to even sit on the fence on this one. They're backward. They hate anything that moves that's not white. It's quite comical. They're pathetic. They can't even see their own faults. But they were kicked out of our organisation probably a year ago. What they were doing, they were jumping on the back of our organisation, but not actually giving us any reason to publicly kick them out. When we got the chance, we come out, we said this is who they are, we exposed them at a demonstration, and we forcefully removed them. They have now dedicated their time and their life to going against me, because the path they wanted to the English Defence League to go down was a similar path to the backward National Front. An ideology which is identical to Islamism. It's just opposite sides of the same coin. We're not going to be hypocrites and allow that to flourish. We will combat Islamism, we will combat Nazism. I hate Nazis as much as I hate Islamists. And that's what I've came out strongly and said. And because of this, and the way we've taken this movement, which is supporting other countries, which is supporting other cultures, which is being proud of some of our diverse communities in this country, they're agreed with it, they're disgusted with it, and I am the #1 target. And they will do anything and go to any length to discredit me. And I say it time and time again that the only reason why the English Defence League has been such a success is because we are reaching out to mainstream Britain, to normal, ordinary people who may, as you say, sometimes be likely lads or hardened lads, but are not racist, backward, far-right extremists, right. Which is what these groups are, who thankfully we've managed to have. I think the movement was at breaking point probably a year ago, right, with all these groups jumping on the back, and then it had to come to a head. It come to a head at our Blackburn demonstration. Okay. We kicked them out, we got rid of them, and now I'm a #1 target for them.
So, I want to do another segment and speak about some of the wider issues of what's going to be happening in the new year in the UK and in Europe. So stay with us, please.